That's it, bro. What's up, my man? My name is Gino, bro.
What's up, man? Andrew.
I was joking a while ago. It's always funny to have these conversations with people I don't know. Like, I've never talked before. I'm like, hey, let's go talk for an hour. And people are like, okay. Like, who do you do that?
I love
when
it,
do you
though.
talk to anybody for an hour straight?
I love it. I mean, I feel like me in general, like, well, I work in sales, so that's the majority of what I do. So I've just been a people person, so I could talk. I love doing podcasts. I love being asked questions. So like when you came to me about it, I was like, oh yeah. I was like,
All day. Well, explain who you are if people don't know what you
course.
do here in Corpus Christi. Because I was showing people you earlier, and I was like, hey, there's going to be a big-ass Mexican coming in later. You're going to know who it is. And if you've seen you on TikTok or on Instagram, you're like, yeah, I've seen that guy. Who is that guy? What does he do? What's he about?
you know what's funny is like when you say big Mexican, like I've come to the realization that everybody thinks I'm everything besides Mexican.
Oh, really? What do they think you are?
Either I'm Hawaiian or Samoan. What
But
else have I
Samoan, you
got?
would have to have all like the tribal tattoos.
I know, and I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, man, this arm, I could really make some money off
You
that.
need a little bit darker tan too.
I think I can make some money off that. Go a little bald. Solid.
But what do
Nah.
you-
So,
tell me
yeah.
about
I guess you could say what I do here in Corpus, man, is, excuse me. So social media influencer, quote unquote. I guess.
Isn't it weird to say stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't like to use it, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to, because just like I guess you could say the recognition that I get here in Corpus, especially in like the gym. So what I do is like health and fitness on TikTok, Instagram, but it's not necessarily health and fitness. It started off that way where I initially had lost, I think it was like 50 pounds at that point, where I posted my first video on TikTok, and it did well. Like I posted a transformation, and it was
Is that
funny.
the treadmill video?
No,
No.
that was later on.
The reason I asked that is because I know you have one that's pinned to the top, and I think there's one in particular that I saw the very first time. I was like, "Who the hell's this dude?" And that's because I didn't know you were from here. It was just a video on TikTok, and I was like, "Oh, that looks like Gold's.
Yep.
That looks like upstairs at Gold's. Oh, that is Gold's."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh," I started going through
As
your
a
videos.
treadmill guy.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what first when I saw your page, maybe like a year ago, and I think I messaged you because I was going through my own kind of weight loss
Yeah.
thing too. So
I
when you
think-
started posting that, what were you doing it for?
So essentially, what I started doing, I just posted it just for my body, like just archive. Like that's what I wanted to initially do it for. Like I was like, oh, check. I was with this certain girl at this one point, and I was like, oh, look, babe, found this cool little template. So I posted it, playing my PlayStation, and my phone just like ding, 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 ding. After like 30 minutes, and I'm like, who the hell is texting me at like 2 in the morning? And I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, it was notifications.
Yeah, it was notifications, and it just popped off. So I think after that point, initially, it wasn't because I necessarily went viral. It was more so the messages I was getting from people that night. I think I got 120 messages, 123
What did that
messages.
video? Because maybe it's not the one I'm thinking. What did that video say? If you can paraphrase.
It literally just said, started minding my own business. And it was me really big, shotgunning a C4.
And that's it.
And then it was like 10,
What did the caption say?
10, that was it. And it was just 10 photos of me just
Minding my
being
own business.
absolutely jacked minding my
Oh,
own
okay.
business. Yeah. Yep. So after that, I was a mixture of like posting my workouts and then also talking about my weight loss and like what I did for that.
So how big were you originally? Because right now you're what weight?
Right now I'm 290.
And so you were more than that?
Oh yeah.
What did you weigh? What was your top weight?
368.
No
when I started.
way.
368.
And were you working out at 360 or just
Oh, yeah.
360?
And let me tell you too, I was juicing too.
What was
was
what was the
juicing.
goal back then to
The
get?
goal was like I wanted to lose weight. Believe me, I did. But Whataburger kept calling my name. Like, and I speak of that on the treadmill videos, like, because that's what I used to do. It was like at the end of the day, I would go in the gym, I would work my ass off, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna reward myself.
Yeah.
So
I earned it.
I would go get a triple meat. And one of the funniest things too is like, people are like, well, how did you used to eat? And I'm like, okay, let me put it this way. Like I would have a leg day, and then those bundle boxes from McDonald's, smack it, smack it
the
down.
kind they treat people on Fridays.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
but like for a whole
we got
family
food today. Yeah.
For a whole football day, I smack it down.
Really?
Oh yeah, easy.
It's got to be like 4,000 plus calories.
in one sitting.
So this one you're
And that
bigger
was my
off.
last meal of
Really?
the day.
Right before you go to sleep
Yep.
too.
Right
Good
before I
enough.
go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, how old are you?
Right now, I'm 26. But when I was doing all that, I was like 24.
Okay, so it was like, yeah, when I was 21 to probably last year. I was just eating whatever, and I would be the same way. I think a lot of people, whenever they work out, because it's so foreign to them, and it's comforting whenever they want to eat, just when they're stressed out or they have a bad day or just whatever is going through, and then they go through a hard workout, and you just eat like a monster. Like right now, so Jessica's a big runner. I'm a big runner. Lately, I haven't been really getting back into it, but one of the things that I noticed when I was running, same way, is like on Sundays would be the really long runs, and I would just eat everything I could possibly think of. Like I've never felt a hunger like that. And so is that what you were going through? Is just like, man, I'm just so hungry, or you just want to reward yourself?
So what it was as well, what I figured out what it was, and it's kind of deeper than what everybody thinks, right? It's like, oh, well, he loves food. No. So what it was is there was two things going on with me then. I didn't know I was essentially depressed or like unhappy with myself or insecure. So I've never had a problem with that. Oh, damn. I've never had a problem with that at all. But being where I am now, I realized like, okay, so food and sneakers made me happy. Food and sneakers made me extremely happy. And it was like a happy where I was like, a shoe would come out and I would get that same sort of feeling when I ate food. And I'd buy the shoe, eat the food, same feeling. So now that I look back at it, I mean, because I have a lot of shoes. And it's been
Well, I saw what you were wearing on your feet today, so I was like, damn.
yeah. So it's.
Hey, put it for the camera. Put it for the camera.
I will say.
Take your shoe off and show the camera, sir.
I'm not that flexible.
You got I think they're the off-white neons, right? Is that what it was? Yep. Damn, son. That's a badass shoe.
And I scuffed them.
It's okay. So you felt the same way with food, the way you felt with shoes? I can't say I love shoes, but I've never felt it the same way as food.
So it was a temporary happiness is what I'm talking about. It's like where you buy the shoe. Let's just say, have you ever purchased a sneaker and you're so hyped to get it, and then you buy it, and then it just kind of...
Yes, they're sitting on my shelves right now. They're just there.
And
they're not doing anything. I don't wear any of them. I'm wearing literally Vans right now.
That was my life for a very long time. And then the way I kind of started losing weight is terrible. And I tell people this all the time. It was a terrible process.
Just didn't eat?
No. It was worse than that. Like, honestly, I wish I had the thing where I was like, nah, I'm just not going to eat no more. But I had never, like I said, I'd never had felt insecure because I've never had a problem with women. I've never had a problem with myself. I always knew how to dress. Always felt like I presented myself very well. But the girl that I was with at the time, we had just started talking. And I hope you see this.
Is this a shapewear girl?
No, this was recent.
It's not the bodysuit girl. All right, go
She's
ahead.
probably going to see this one, man. My bad. But so we initially started talking, and we were going back and forth. Now, mind you, I'm 368 pounds. This is when I first started.
368, damn.
And she's a beautiful girl, like way out of my league. And I say that at the time. Now, whatever. By all means, bye-bye.
Different bracket now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So way out of my league, and I'm just like, I didn't think anything of it because I had recently just got out of a relationship. A 5-year relationship, honestly. And it's already had been 3 or 4 months, and saw her at the gym. Didn't have the balls to go up to her, so I messaged her on Instagram. I was like, yo, you're a beast. We should work out.
Smooth. Okay.
Real creepy.
Went to the tag. Worked, it sounds like.
Yeah, went to the tag list at Crunch, and I was like, where is she? I was like...
That's crazy, right? Like, I guess I'm before a generation of like all that, so it takes all that to find somebody.
Well, I mean, I'm more traditional. Like now, I have the balls to do it.
Like in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Then I was like, no, because I don't know. I was just like, I'm gonna find her. Found her, and I was like, cool. I'm gonna message her, see what happens. We landed up talking as just as friends because she was in a situation as well or whatever. Well, I started developing feelings. Obviously, she started developing feelings, but it was back and forth. So it was, okay, I like you. And then the next day it would be, no, we should be friends. And then it was like, I like you, but to be honest, I just don't see it. So I was coming home from work one day, and I remember I was on the highway. I was like, man, I can't wait to hit the gym, whatever.
Because you're going to see her?
It's chest day. And I just told her, because it was that day where she was just like, I just don't want that. Like, I don't see it. And I'm like, I just told her, I was like, why don't you just give in? I was like, what's up with that? Like, what's your deal? And she's like, I just don't see it. And I'm like, no, be honest. I was like, what is it? Like, are you scared of commitment? Like, what's up?
But do you feel like you were saying that because your ego?
Oh, no, it's about to get way worse.
Oh, okay.
It's about to get way... I literally thought, I was trying to figure this out. And she goes, do you want the truth? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, of course. I was like, yeah, just shoot me the truth. She goes... To be honest, she's like, you're ugly.
Oh.
She's like, your face is ugly.
You're not ugly.
You're not my type. She's like, I'm used to like athletic, let me put it this way, like dudes who looked like running backs and not linemen.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
That is, well,
I was like, and at the moment I was like, you big four-headed bitch. I was like, mother.
all right, go to the tags, look for a big four-headed chick.
Yo, and that's exactly what I said. I was like,
Wow.
you're gonna disrespect me. I was like, but I don't know why you think you're the shit. You got a big ass four. I don't know what I said, but I said something along the lines like that. Well, we actually landed up talking.
Okay.
So, and it actually landed up.
She
being a
got over the
relationship.
big forehead comment.
Yeah. And I had went to the gym. I went to my best friend. And I was like, dude, like I've never been told anything like this in my life. He goes, damn, like that's rough. He's like, just drop her. And I was like, no, I got a mission. I was like, I have a.
Do you think
mission.
she said that just to make you work harder or playing hard to get?
No.
Sounds like it.
No, she's just an ass. From beginning to end.
Okay.
Same shit. But it gets worse. I win. Let's just put it that way. Got the
Okay.
W.
Why do you win?
So throughout the relationship is like, she actually wanted to do prep. So now that we actually started talking.
When you say prep, like for a contest? you
Yeah,
mean?
she wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanted to do bodybuilding, like a bikini. She wanted
Like
to jump into
NFCC?
bikini. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we both got the same coach. And I wanted to do lifestyle. I'm not going to do bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love food too much.
So what's the difference between lifestyle and bodybuilding? I'm getting lifestyle's a little more cut.
A little bit more lenient.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say. It's not as like hardcore as like, okay, well, Andrew, you're going to drink 3 cups of water today when you're bodybuilding, and that's all you're going to drink.
Really?
Well, metaphorically speaking. You know what I mean? Usually it's way more detailed in a way you have to be more precise in order to get to that where you want to be. Because if you don't, well, then you look like shit. It could be water, it could be like less water, you could be fluffy, you could be more cut. There's a lot of things, all variables. So she was doing her bodybuilding prep. So he was way more hard on her. So we would have 1 cheat meal a week. And now I'm a dude, and I'm also on gear, a lot of gear, like a lot at this time. And my weight is just coming off. Like it's flying off me.
So had you been that big your whole life?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I would say in high school I was like 6'2", but like 250, 240. But I was doing a lot of cardio. I was playing football,
Yeah.
sports. Like I was going to the gym.
What school did you go to?
Alice.
Okay.
I'm from Alice.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like 240, 250. When I got into college, I was introduced to Chick-fil-A.
Lord's Chicken?
That's what I usually say is like,
Yep.
you know, come from Alice, you come to Corpus, you're like, damn, there's so much food. And then you just eat.
All the time.
And then the girl that I was with in college at the time didn't really like me going to the gym. So I was like, fuck it. I'll play Fortnite and eat naked chicken chips from Taco Bell every day. And that's what I would do. But so we go back to the prep story is she kind of dwindled down. So every check-in, I'm down 5 pounds that week. And my coach is like, bro, fuck yeah, bro. Go eat a pizza. Or, dude, awesome. Glad you did that. And with her, it was like, why the fuck did you add 5 extra grams of Fruity Pebbles? Like that. And it was getting to her.
It's because she wasn't losing weight?
Well, she was, but not as fast as me.
Sure. Well, you're a guy, though. Yeah.
She couldn't realize. She never realized that. So it just came down to the point where one night she called me, had a breakdown. She quit. And my life was just, so I started going viral on TikTok. At the time, Rox and I were like,
Is this like last year? When did this kind of happen?
it was like when, like the middle of like a year and a half ago, I would have to say, like I started getting more compliments from women that were like better than her, and it was getting to her. Now women were
When you say
noticing me.
compliments, like in person or online?
Both.
Both online? What does she get more mad about? In person or online?
Both. So like if we
Well,
were
which
together,
one more? Like,
I would say in person, because when we were together initially and when we go on dates when I was really big, people would look at her. She would be like the initial like eye candy. I mean, they would see me, they'd be like, God damn, that's a big dude. But then that was majority men. Now when we would go out together, I'd walk into the room and everybody's like, who the fuck is that? And I'm not trying to hype myself up or anything like that, because that was when I was like 280, 275. And I'm not gonna lie, I look pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of let myself go a little bit. Wanted to maintain recently, but but yeah, long story short, it's just like I had a vendetta that entire time. That's why I say my weight loss journey was like completely opposite to like the people who were like, no, I just didn't eat for a month and I lost 100 pounds. Me, it was like I had a thing to prove. I was like, watch. Like I told myself, I was
but
like,
while that happened, did you still continue the prep? Or no? Like, were you still prepping for the competition?
No, I was still doing my lifestyle thing. She kind of quit. And I still continued it. But the more that she got more depressed, the more she felt more down, I kind of felt bad because I started falling for her more at that time, where I was like, dude, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah.
Like type of thing. So.
Well, I would say that kind of lifestyle, you kind of have to have that partner either with you or without you.
And that's initially what it was for us because it was a competition for her. For me, it was like I wanted to bring her up with me because like one of the things that led to a downfall between us was she had always wanted to do social media, and now I'm doing it, and she was just like below me regarding that. She always wanted to change her body, and now I was doing it, and then she thought I could never do it. So it was just a dwindling thing of whatever, this and that. But yeah, my life just kept going up, and then people were getting in contact with me, like sponsors and stuff like that. And then
how does that work for you? Like, I'm gonna ask you just a very straightforward question. Are you making money off of social media? Is it through social media or endorsements? Both. Like you're getting paid through TikTok. You can pay through.
So I get paid through TikTok, and then I get paid through a couple sponsors.
Really? So do you have a full-time job?
Yeah.
Really? Where do you work at?
I work in sales, but I work in liquor.
Okay. So Republic? Is he working for Republic?
On premise, yeah.
Cool, man.
Yep.
The reason I asked that question is because last year there was different things going on with my Facebook to where I actually was getting paid and see paychecks. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then they'll tell you, like, hey, make more reels. I'm like, cool, I'll make more reels. And then, oh, yeah, we're not going to pay you for reels anymore. It's like, well, shit, why am I making reels? And so with TikTok, what does it tell you? Because the thing I see a lot, and I don't know if you've seen these, and I know you have, there's like the big live NPC videos, which is the most annoying thing you can think of. My little girl was walking around going, gang, gang, ice cream, gang, gang.
When that was a trend like a couple weeks ago.
No, it's still there. Like there's still people every single day. I guess I have a different timeline.
Oh, man.
There's like old men doing it. There's like people that are on the New York streets.
It works.
And they're there and they're making money, I guess. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just standing there.
Yeah.
Have you seen these, Jess? You know what I'm talking about? So there's videos on TikTok mostly, right? It's not on Facebook, in other words. So on TikTok, you'll see someone live. So it'll just be like him sitting there, and it'll be a live video, or it's usually like a pretty girl. And a lot of the times, they'll have a hair straightener, and they have like little popcorn kernels. Like all these different things are kind of going on. And the whole purpose of it is for the people who are commenting to give them gifts or tell them what to do. Like, hey, take your hat off. Okay, and takes his hat off. Hey, wave hi. Hi. And it's just like you're pretending you're a character.
Like a robot.
And the people are controlling you, but they're giving gifts. And it's really weird. The gifts you're giving are like hundreds of dollars in some cases. It's really odd.
And so, there's a couple aspects to making money on TikTok. Honestly, making money on TikTok is very hard. Like, I don't bring in nearly enough to like be like, okay,
I'm gonna quit.
I'm gonna get one of my part-time job. Or I'm gonna quit. I mean, it's like you have to be pulling 7-figure views every video.
Really?
Obviously, like you know who you see, like like the TikTok dancers and those people who get like 5, 7, 8-figure views. They probably get paid a lot of money.
Well, do you find that exhausting making the videos? Because I looked and you're very consistent. And I think that's what a lot of people who want to use social media for sales purposes, they don't grasp the fact that, hey, you might see someone that has a lot of followers and they have videos, have a lot of views, or there's kind of peppered here and there. This one's got a lot of views, this one doesn't. It's them posting and posting and posting and posting. And some people don't want to do that. They'll make one post, don't get the reaction they think they're going to get or hope for. They go, no, I'm good. But for you, did it take a little while to consistently post to where, okay, now I'm starting to get a rhythm, or now I'm starting to get a wave of people?
There's a trick.
What's the trick?
So the trick initially is like, okay, let's say you have a viral video, right? Now I'm going to go into like what I did. Now, I'm not saying this is going to work for everybody because it's just random for me and I just kind of picked up on it. Your first video may not get viral or whatever, right? But you need to continuously...
I think most people's stuff doesn't go viral.
So, initially what I think it was I got that because this was my third video on TikTok that went viral. I posted 2 other ones that were just like whatever.
For you, what's the definition of viral? Is it a number of views or is it comments?
So, to me now, before then, it was past 1,000.
1,000 views?
1,000 views.
Okay.
To me now, it's like over 5-figure views. And what's funny is I can base like what videos are going to do that by what like I'm going to tell you.
So then do you just go? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Ask the question.
So then I guess probably what you're going to say. Do you see the ones that do well and go, all right, keep making shit like that?
No.
No?
So now that's perfect because it's going to draw into what I'm going to tell you. So let's say you have a viral video. Now, usually when you have a viral video, you have people talking shit or you have good comments or you have other comments that ask you questions. Depends what you want to like pick up on. So on TikTok, you have the option to reply with a video. So what I used to do was treadmill video, for instance, that went completely viral. Like I think it's like 4.2 million right now. People would comment, well, what about the Stairmaster? So I would reply, making a video on a Stairmaster. So now all those people from that video, the algorithm boosts me to that one.
So the video you're replying with, is it a video that's on your timeline or just a video straight to?
You make it.
Oh.
You make a brand new video explaining why I don't do the Stairmaster. But now with TikTok, what I didn't know in the very beginning was like you kind of luck out. I mean, if you follow trends, then obviously it'll work. Sooner or later, it's gonna pop off. But what I was
you're not
doing,
dancing in your videos.
Nope. And it's hard going into health and fitness because I mean, you have dudes who look 10 times better than I do, and you have dudes that have been doing it for a long time that have like an audience on YouTube, and then the brand new thing is TikTok, so they come jump on that, and then everybody wants to watch them. You know what I mean? And I'm a small influencer. You know what I mean? Like, and I never consider myself like fitness influencer or whatever. I never really do that. But I forgot my train of thought. But initially, we're like jumping into the health and fitness world. So I guess, but I forgot what I was going to say.
You were talking about replying to some of the comments of the videos and how you see certain videos that do well. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the videos that do well initially, right, you reply to them with that Stairmaster video. But what people don't realize is, and what I didn't realize in the very beginning was like people's attention spans.
Sure.
So on TikTok, for instance, you got a minute video. Anything longer than a minute, it's got to be just something stupid, to be honest with you. But my catch lines were how I do pull-ups at 6'4", 285 pounds. Mm-hmm. That's going to draw a lot of attention. Or the secret to losing over 100 pounds in under a year. You got to have a catch line. You have a catch line that's going to draw people in. Now, if you go back to my videos, if you go look at every single one of my videos and I'm talking, it's one of those.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Oh, it's the same intro, you mean?
Same intro.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same intro.
Well, have you noticed when you see people, and the reason I asked this a while ago, you see people that have viral videos in any genre, and then they go and make the same video. There's one in particular that comes to mind. There was a guy, he was really popular last year, where he's dancing to, I think, a Justin Bieber song. He's got a drone, and he's wearing like blue jeans and a button-down shirt, and it's like spinning around him. And then he ended up doing the same thing over and over and over, where he had like celebrities that ended up reaching out to him. But if you look at his videos, every single video was the same thing. So that's what's one of those hard things when you're trying to do this in not a sticky way, or not a, oh yeah, I'm gonna be that guy that does this one. I'm gonna jump into a pool every single day, like every single day.
And people do that and it works, but like at the end of the day, it just took work. Like what I started to fall in love with recording and like being who I was. So it was easy posting.
So when you walk,
so
I know you recently went to the new Crunch that opened up. So when you walk in, are you walking in with like a camera or a phone or a tripod or anything?
I got my camera, I got the tripod.
Really?
And I got my little mic.
So for people who
there.
aren't about that world, because I haven't been to like a gym like that in a while. I went recently and I just recorded.
Yeah.
And I was showing it off, but I haven't really been to a gym like that in a while. And so when I went, I was looking to see if I would see that, and I didn't see that. But I'm guessing you go at certain times where maybe it's a little busier. Is there a lot of people in the gym doing that now?
I would essentially say yes and no. I see people majority with their phones. Now, the people I see with the camera, I'm like, now they're taking it serious type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know what they're doing or how many followers they have or what initially. They could just be like, I just want better content. You know, at the end. And that's what I always preach. I have like 3 or 4 videos preaching, like, go in the gym with your camera and tripod, no matter what you see on TikTok or social media, because you have people who bash people with the tripods and stuff. And I get it, space-wise and stuff like that. But I say be lenient with your space at the end of the day. But
well, it's a weird concept. You have to admit, it's a weird concept.
It is.
Because no one before a couple of years ago would have ever thought, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to record everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was one thing to record yourself like at home or, hey, I'm taking a picture for progress. But now with people strictly going in to record content, it seems exhausting.
Oh.
And I see it with runners, and I see it with lifters, and I see it with real estate people. I see it with people that do anything. Like they wake up, it's like what do they call that? GW.
Get ready with me?
Get ready with me. And so it's like people waking up, and it shows them, like, so you got up, and you went and set up a camera, then went back
into bed.
and laid down, and then got up again, and then turned off the camera, and then you went to your car, and then you set up the camera, and then you backed it out, of the driveway, your car, and
then
then
you
you
get
go
back.
and get the camera, and then I'm like, that is just too much.
That's my favorite one. Is like, have you seen the ones where people actually drive down the street? And
Yes.
sit there, and
No, I've
I'm
seen
like,
them. Or they show the people that are like, hey,
Like-
next time you're on vacation, here's some great shots to take. And the guy's like putting the camera down by the floor and he's walking by with his wife. Or he has another shot where it's on the floor and he walks on it. One of the things that I enjoy about, the way we're able to do things, like not a lot of it is planned out. A lot of it is just kind of just randomly turning the phone on and recording. And so for you, when you're going in, like, do you have an intention of what you're wanting to film?
Yep.
Or is it just every time?
what's funny is a lot of my videos, the ones that do really well, are unintentional. There are days where I don't even want to record or go to the gym, and it's just me talking.
Do you feel like you have to record every time you go to the gym?
Recently, I had felt that way. So I used to post 3 or 6 times a day, every day.
Really?
Yeah.
But
For
your
like a
thing's
year.
TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So you don't really mess around too much with Instagram or Facebook or anything like that.
I would say through TikTok, I'll save my videos now, and I'll post on Instagram like a day after I post on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just so I can have more, just whatever happens there, because sometimes it'll pop off on Instagram, but I usually just do Instagram for like sneakers and me and just motivation or whatever. I just random stuff, but I'm more serious on TikTok. Like that's where my platform is, my platform. And
And is it mostly local people or is it all over?
no, what's funny is like a lot of my viewers are from Houston, New Zealand.
Well, because they don't have Mexicans that tall in Houston. That's why. Like, wait a minute, we can get that tall? That's cool.
New Zealand too. Yeah,
How do you have people from New Zealand?
no idea.
They've never seen anybody like you. Like, this is
I guess
crazy.
not. And I had released a couple shirts when I was like doing really well on TikTok, and I had 3 orders from New Zealand from TikTok. So yeah, a couple of my viewers are from New Zealand.
Interesting.
But a lot of from Houston. I think like 30-40%, and then the rest is obviously scattered throughout Texas.
So is there a point you're trying to get, like, in other words, right now is your goal try to get to a certain point and you're going to be like, all right, I want to do this full time?
I would love to, but it's really hard breaking into the health and fitness world. Like as bad as I don't want to say it, but it's the truth and it's the reality, and I'm really realistic.
When you say breaking into it, what do you mean? Like getting sponsors?
Just being in that realm of like the Trend Twins.
What does that mean?
Like these popular YouTubers who are in health and fitness.
Oh, they're called Trend Twins?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're literally Trend Twins. But like Alex Eubank and all those guys, you see the face of like the brands you see, Gymshark, Young LA. That's breaking into the health and fitness world.
But
It's
a lot of them kind of seem like they're just starting their own brands. It kind of seems like the way to
100%.
like the way I've seen it, and this again works in my world too, is like you get the attention and then you figure out how to use the attention.
Yep.
And a
I
lot
mean,
of these
which
people
is
that
great.
have these brands, that's exactly what they've done.
And I would initially probably do the same thing as soon as I got that opportunity, because at the end of the day, it's like you make more money that way in general. You already
Besides-
have your traffic, your fans. So
Besides the current job you have now, where else have you worked?
I've always been in sales. So I graduated Texas A&M Corpus with a bachelor's degree in marketing. Fun fact. Not a lot of people know that. And usually when I tell people that, they're like, they look at my tattoos, they're like,
Well, that's what my degree is. Would you have guessed that?
no,
Yeah. I went to school for the same thing at Texas A&M.
really?
I have 2 computer science degrees and 1 marketing degree.
Sheesh.
Weirdo, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
bro.
was like Geek
love
Squad.
it.
I was like, what do they call that? Not Geek Squad, but it was Geek Squad one. Right before they switched into little Mormon outfits.
And the little
I was the
white
guy in the black
ties.
polo. Yeah.
No.
Yep.
shit.
Working
Wow.
computers, fixing shit, blowing up dust, installing memory, all the different things.
So how'd you get into real estate?
So I worked at Best Buy for a long time, and then I was always in computers. I worked at Driscoll Children's Hospital for a long time. I worked at Waterbury headquarters. I worked at Caller Times, all the big places in town with computers. And then finally, I got a job at the radio, and so I worked at the radio for 10 years. And after I was working there for maybe 4 or 5, my cousin Chris, who's our broker, which is whenever you have a real estate office, there's a broker, and that broker is responsible for agents that he brings on, and he manages and he holds their license. And so really it was my cousin Chris who was like, hey, you should come do this. I think you would do really well. And at the time, I wasn't confident enough to say, yeah, I can do that. I liked having my salary job. I didn't want to go try to do sales. I thought it was going to be, I thought people were going to look at me and go, get the hell out of here. And they did kind of a little bit at first. And then after that, it just kind of took off. But I used social media from the very beginning to kind of get a head start and flip the switch of, again, attention that I was getting from the radio. But hey, now I want to help you buy a house. I can explain things to you. I can walk you through the process.
Yeah.
And these are people that trusted me because they knew, or they felt like they knew me because they heard me for so many years just talking about my kids and talking about school, going back to school and getting married and getting engaged and all these different things that I was going through when I was younger on the radio.
I love that. That's awesome. And I'm kind of like you right now, is like, I don't want to leave my salary job for a commission-based job, or I don't want to find a job where it's, oh man, commission, or like you get a half the base of the salary, because that's what I've been working. I want to get out of what I'm doing and go into other things.
You know what's weird about commission? Like, I think with our job, and we've been doing this long enough to where it doesn't feel so much like commission. It just feels like, hey, we got to get up, and here's the things we got to do. And what do we have? What's on the board? What's under contract? If stuff's not under contract, then we need to figure out how do we bring in more? How do we bring in more? How do we bring in more? Oh, we already sold to everybody we know. We got to meet new people. That's a big reason why we do this podcast, just to kind of get in as many circles as we can, talking to different people that are here locally that aren't in our inner circle or aren't in our world. And so that we can just meet more people. That's really what it's about, helping as many people as possible.
Do you translate that to what you post on social media? Because what you post on social media is great. It's funny too.
When you say I translate, what do you mean?
So the way you work, regarding the organization for what you actually do for, real estate, and just, okay, this is what we need to do this day. Mm-hmm. Do you translate the ethic from that to what you post on social media? Because your reels and everything you do on social media is great. It's funny. It's hilarious.
I think it's just...
And it works well.
I try to mix and match.
Okay.
I don't want to be annoying. And I'm sure we all follow a really annoying people on social media that are our friends, but it's like, I get it, bro. Like, we get it. You sell houses. And I can't be that person because I don't want people to see me and be like, oh, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. And so I kind of have to mix in a lot of the family and the fun stuff and just goofy stuff, but somehow relate it back to real estate, or do it in a way to where it's like, hey, this is just whatever and topical, but I want you to see it, so that way, it is people, whenever they see that, go, oh, who's this? And they go click on the profile, and then what do you know? The couple posts below that, they're maybe not as funny, or maybe not as many views or likes, but it's informational. Maybe the right person needs to see it, and they see it.
Do you think you found your niche?
I think so. I think a lot of it's just, I'm good at this, I feel like. And so it's easy for me to talk to people. Mm-hmm. I think for some people, it's very difficult. Yep. It's very difficult to put themselves out there. To turn on a phone and go live is probably, for some people, the most scariest thing they can think 100%. Of. Because I've done classes where I've told people, hey, just go live right now. And they're like, no. I'm like, just go live on your Facebook. No. I'm like, what do you think's going to happen if you do that? You're going to blow up? You think people are going to make fun of you? You think they're going to get hate letters? Like, what's going to happen? And if most people, the fear of talking in front of others is probably the biggest fear they could think of, combined with, dying. It's like, oh, I can't do it.
And what's funny is my girlfriend now, I make it seem like I've had a lot of women in my life.
It did, right? I think we were like at 6.
Golly. It's been a long span.
So you have a current girlfriend right now, right?
I have a current girlfriend right now, yes.
We can cut out whatever you want.
No, it's fine. No, it's totally fine. She knows all my past. But I mean,
yeah, because she's probably in the back. She's probably in the back of the gym.
We're at Skims. We're at Disrespectful.
Got
big forehead. Golly, my 5-year. That's 4.
It's only 3. I'm only 3.
No, we're at 4.
Oh, okay.
4 or 5. Okay, whatever. I guess. Leave it all in.
How long have you been with the current girl?
Since we made it official in September.
Like last month?
Yep.
But what month are we in? Oh, so y'all just started dating.
Well, like the beginning. I say beginning of September. I thought we were October.
We're about to be Sunday. Yeah. So when you say official, like, in other words, you asked her to be your girlfriend?
Yeah, which is something I don't do.
How long were you dating before that?
Since like June.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I really never ask anybody to be my girlfriend. But what's funny is she is the complete opposite person of me.
Yeah.
Because I could talk all day. I could talk to people all day. I'm
Is she a gym person?
She is.
Does she go with you, or she's like, no, go do your thing?
She's both. But as soon as I bring out that camera, she's just like...
Steps back. I'm like, nope.
She's just like, oh, shit. And I'm like, what? She's like, that is my worst fear. And I'm like... I think
that's probably good for people like you, and I'll tell you why.
100%.
My wife is a super introvert. She is nothing like me when it comes to just putting herself out there. She won't do it. She doesn't like to do it, and it's amazing that the two personalities, like me and her, have actually stayed as long as we have together, because she does not do that. She will not put herself out there. When I first started real estate, she was an agent too. But she's like, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to do this. I'd rather be behind the scenes and do stuff by myself. And so she's a real estate appraiser. So a real estate appraiser handles the back end stuff with financing. So yeah, she does not put herself out there. But I like it that way. And to be honest, if she was like me, I wouldn't like it. I would not like that. I wouldn't like it for me. And maybe that she feels the same way. She's like, dude, I don't want him to be the way he is, but I am the way I am.
Well, no, I agree with you 100% because it's like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every girl that's like me and extroverted and has a mouth and
probably
no filter. Nope.
No?
Never works.
Well, it's
Never
like probably
works.
butting heads. Yeah,
100%.
two people that are
It's
butting
like
heads.
alpha. Like I want to have the last word, but no, she's really chilled me out. I think I've chilled out in general for a while, a long time now. It's been since June where I've like kind of in a way went from making really bad decisions to okay, now we're here. Now let's get back to what we're doing now, Drewski.
Does it feel like the last year's kind of been a big year for you, or
I would say big year in like negative and positives, 100%.
Really?
I mean, there's a lot of
What are some of the negatives?
realization. So I had fell out with big forehead girl, and
it's okay? You want to tell us what happened?
let's just say we weren't making the right decisions, and we fell out, whatever. And then I had met this. God damn it.
Number 7.
I had met this other girl, and well, it was back and forth. Well, I landed up getting caught up. Whatever. I'm very transparent. I don't care. I'll say it.
I feel like there's overlapping here, but go ahead.
I got caught up. I cheated.
Okay.
On new girl with big forehead girl. That's
Okay.
that toxic love right there. You know what I mean?
That's that juice.
So, no,
you got too much.
it's 100%. That's what I say all the time. I'm like, look, that was Drewski. That wasn't Andrew. That was Drewski. That was the online personality type of thing. But yeah, so after I initially fell out with all of them, just kind of like went through my like phase of like, yeah, I'm gonna party, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna just I don't care. And I went through that for like 6 months. And my mom and dad are gonna see this.
Wait, was this year?
Yeah.
Or last year? Okay.
Yeah, this like I would say the span from December to now. But since June, I've slowed it down. Like,
Not stopped, but slowed it down.
no, I've stopped now. Like, I'm at the point now where I've stopped. Like, I've stopped drinking, hard liquor, drugs, whether that's
Since you've been 21, what's the longest you've gone without drinking?
I actually didn't start drinking until I was 24.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is
till-
that?
When I got with RNDC, and it was kind of.
But before that, you didn't know what alcohol was? Or?
I knew what it was, but I just never drank.
It's 'cause
I
you were
never
always
went
in the
out,
gym?
never partied, never done anything. No, I just chose.
Oh,
to
so
eat.
you're trying to make up for it, is what you're telling me.
I guess you know what I say that. I like to say that because
sounds like what it is.
Because my buddies that I party with, I'm like, man, y'all don't want to go as hard as me because you already did it. You already. I didn't do anything in high school. All I did was focus. Like
Well,
my
what's there
mom
to do
and-
in Alice?
Party.
Yeah. That's what, really?
Yeah. I mean, you
Or
could
do y'all come into town?
party.
Really?
Like it would be like way to have buddies or like people who would have like ranches, and, like houses in the ranch, and then you go party. Cops can't go to your ranch,
True.
so
Just drinking hot beer in the field?
I wouldn't say hot beer. I mean, we've had some cool parents.
we had Yetis.
And but yeah, I never did anything like that. I never did drugs. I never did. I never drank. Never partied. Not even in college.
Interesting.
Like, at all.
So you went straight out of high school to college here?
Yep.
And then what was the intention of doing a marketing degree?
It's funny. I wasn't
Oh, you had the credits for
I got
that
terrified.
direction? Of what?
engineering.
Oh, you were going to school for being an engineer.
It was my second year as a freshman, 2nd semester, and I accidentally enrolled into an engineering class about a senior
Did you say
level.
accidentally?
Yeah.
How did you accidentally?
I have no idea. I remember that night. I remember the first day. I was like, cool, going in, lecture hall, science room, science wing, whatever. And I sit down, and everybody takes out their textbooks, and there's like writing on it. And I'm like, what the fuck is
You
going
thought it was going to be
on?
all pictures? What did you
Oh, no, I thought it was going to be like just syllabus day, because it's my first day.
Oh, they're ready to go.
It was a transition from semester 1 to semester 2 for them because it's senior level. So they're like doing crazy shit. And I'm like looking around, and there's only 10 kids in here, and I'm like, I'm like,
Not right.
all right, whatever. I'm like, cool. I'm like ready to get told like, hey, we got to buy this book. We got to do this. Professor starts writing like an equation this long onto the board, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So immediately left, went to the business center, said, I'm changing my major.
Well, why did you originally want to be an engineer? Did you want to work for like a refinery, or what did you want to do?
No, just the money.
Oh, is anybody in your family in that industry?
Yeah.
Who?
My uncle.
Yeah.
So he was always, it was either engineering. Well, honestly, it was no choice besides engineering. I think my family was set on me being an engineer, which pissed them off.
So what did it say when you switched to marketing?
Oh, they were fucking pissed. Like my grandma and mom, pissed. They were like, not really my mom, it was more so my grandma. My grandma's still the same way. If I don't go right and I decide to go left, she's like, you motherfucker. But then she's cool.
Are they living in Alice too?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually from San Diego, Texas, but not too many people know. But actually, now that we're talking into the podcast, I feel like people are going to know San Diego. But I say Alice because it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more known. San Diego, you got about like 20
I don't live in
people
Flower
left.
Bluff. I live in Corpus. Nope, you live in Flower Bluff.
Oh my god. So yeah. It was just like a scare, and I honestly wish I didn't get scared. I mean, I don't mind where I'm at now. I love what I do, and I feel like marketing is me and sales is me because at the end of the day, like one of my favorite things to do regarding sales is what I tell people all the time is like, because I'm really good at my job. I'm really good at sales. Is I don't go in there as a robot because I'll get told what to say, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell my employer, like, that's not who I am. That's not how I sell. I'm either aggressive, I'm really aggressive, and use what I look like to my advantage. And I'm not like, buy this fucking liquor or I'm going to kick your ass. It's not that.
So
it's
for
just,
people that don't know, because everybody I've ever met that worked the type of job you're describing, they were always essentially the life of the party. Like they would go in to be the guy with all the wine, to be the guy with all the liquor,
That's
to be
me.
the guy, and that's essentially what you have to do, right?
Yep. And that's why essentially
But when
I
you
started
go
drinking.
when you go into bars and you do that kind of job, are you really selling anything, or is it just like, hey, you want me to top you off on all the stuff y'all want, or are you trying to push new liquors?
Both. It's all the above. So what you initially got to do, right, is being in sales, you got to be a people person. Especially with this job, you have to be a people person. You can't go in there like, I buy this.
Like, do you announce that you're going?
It's all setting up.
Okay.
It's like what I like to do is like Sundays or Saturdays.
I'm just like picturing you walking in with like a cart.
Oh, dude, I walk in with like 25 bottles.
Really?
Oh yeah, like are you you know who Amos is, right? Mm-hmm. When we had done our like tastings is what I call them, tastings. Dude, I'm shattered like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon because Amos is like, yeah, this one's dope, this one's great, this one's awesome, and it's like rum, whiskey, liquor. I mean, rum, whiskey, gin, vodka. It's all the above. And I'm like, oh my god. So I'm like, you gotta be that life of the party. You can't really say no to
The
drinking.
person you're selling to, yeah.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh, I don't want that one. Because they're going to be like, why the fuck don't you want it? Why would I want it?
Why would I want it? Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's a fun job. It's cool. It does get a little bit oversaturated, yes. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all right. I made a lot of friends and connections. I'd say about like a year now.
So when you walk into certain places and these people own the gyms, are they like, hey, like, do they know who you are from your job, or do they know who you are from your TikTok?
Both.
Really?
Both.
Do you think that helps you?
I would say it helps me drink more alcohol.
I meant, does it help you with sales? Like, does it help you with recognition? Like, oh, this is the guy. Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't think it goes. I don't think it correlates at all with my job. It's more so. What's funny is like if I go out, a lot of the time, dude, I will get so fucking hammered because people buy me shots because it's like, yo, you're Drewski, you're the dude from TikTok, you're the Shop GLD guy, or that like what I get all the time. You're the treadmill dude,
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that.
treadmill guy, and I'm like, I'm cool with that because like one of the
Well,
things,
you had one video, and I think that, again, this is the first one I ever saw. And it reminded me because last year, was it last year? Last year, I lost a lot of weight. And one of the things I had to remember from the very start was I couldn't just go out there full steam. I had to kind of build up to a certain level. And a lot of people that do want to lose a lot of weight, they get in their head and they go cold turkey. They just go full on trying to, kill themselves and then end up, one, hurting themselves, or two, just getting discouraged. And so the very beginning, when I was doing the challenge called 75 Hard, there's 2 workouts a day. My second workout for like a couple of weeks was just walking. Was literally walking on the treadmill, weighted vest, or going outside and just a casual walk around the neighborhood for 45 minutes. And a lot of people would see that and go, you're not working out. It's like any movement besides sitting on the couch is working out. So when I saw that treadmill video, I was like, that guy gets it. Because a lot of times people will go like, no, you got to do this, and you got to go hit, and you got to do that. I was like, no, just get your body used to moving first, and then start figuring out what you're into. Maybe it's different type of cardio, maybe it's different type of workout or a different sport. Yeah. But get your body moving first.
And what's funny is like the treadmill video is like 100% accurate. And I don't know why it went so viral because it's so simple. Like it's called LISS, LISS. It's like low intensity cardio. It's like essentially what it is. You build your heart rate above, I think, 140. It's cardio.
Wait, so you're walking
calories.
on a treadmill getting above 140?
I'm at an incline by pace and just how long you do it. And depending if you're holding the rails, it's a lot of factors like that.
Do you have what's your normal resting heart rate?
Being on gear, it's terrible.
Really?
Now I'm not on gear. I don't know what it is now. Like, let me put it this way. When I went to go get my blood work, peak gear, when I wanted to get off, it was like 160.
Resting,
going into the hospital.
Good.
Yeah, they were like, dude, you're at level 3. They're like, well, one, the nurse was like, "Are you okay?"
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
You
"Yeah,
nervous?"
why?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" I'm like, "What's up?"
Did you feel like
No.
your heart rate was that high?
No, no.
You couldn't physically feel it?
You
Like,
just get used to it. I don't know if I just got used to it or it's been so long, but that's what people don't realize too. Is like when you're on gear, like that sounds scary to you all, but for me, it's like that was like every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I just kind of got used.
It was every day, but it shouldn't be every day.
Yeah, that's why I got off. I mean, there's a lot of things regarding gear. You know what I mean? You got to be a lot more safer, research. And now, like, what I preach to is, like, find a coach or find somebody that's knowledgeable if you're going to go into that realm.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just I'm going to do this for 3 months. Don't work like that. You do it for 3 months, then it's like you never know what the after effects could be internally regarding your body.
Sure.
So I'm a lot more knowledgeable now. I say all these funny things regarding gear, but I'm so safe. And my buddies will probably laugh at this because they're like, "You're not fucking safe." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." Because I've been doing gear since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that openly. I don't care.
Is because you were playing sports or you just wanted to be?
No, I was just fat. Like, I felt fat. I felt insecure. So I was like, I don't know. I think I saw something on YouTube and I was like, I'm going to fucking do gear. I don't care.
What's weird for your age, and I've told people this
Very.
before, is for your age, you've always had the availability of information. Like, I feel like, and this is funny. So, like, Saturday, I went to Crunch, right? I walked in, and I hadn't been, when I say to a gym like that, for the last year, I've been going to F45, and so there they do circuit training. So I go in. It's like dummy proof. You go in, hey, guys, today's resistance day. Here's the 10 stations. Here's your weights. Here, look at the screen. Here's what you're going to do. Boom, 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 boom. I'm done. So I'm not used to walking into a gym by myself. And I think it's very difficult is what I'm trying to get at, to walk into a gym and go, here's what I'm going to do today. Yeah. I'm the guy that's like, I don't fucking know. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that. So I went in on Saturday and I went in and I did that. And it was very awkward for me to do those things. And I was like, okay, I guess I can look on my phone for different workouts. What I'm trying to get at is when I was growing up, it was like either Muscle and Fitness magazine or you just had to talk to that one friend that was jacked and be like, hey, bro, what are you doing? He's like, here's what I do. And you're like, don't want to do that. It's like, what else can I do? But now there's so much information available. Like, is that where you feel you want to head towards, where you're putting information like that out, which is already doing?
Yep.
Or
no, and that's essentially what I do, because when I was younger, so I went to Catholic school up until 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I went to public school. So to me, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to prison. I was fucking terrified. Absolutely
there's
terrified.
private schools in Alice?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
St. Elizabeth is where I went to.
Uh-huh.
I was terrified though. So I didn't know how to cuss. I didn't know how to like defend myself when someone said, yo, you're a pussy. So I'm just like,
what grade is this?
7th grade.
Why are they?
Dude, you have no idea. My class were all fucking animals. I don't care what anybody says.
Were you a big kid?
No.
No? When did you start getting taller?
8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I was like a midget. And
you
I was
just had a big
chubby
growth
and
spurt?
stubby. And I had a lisp. Swear. So, dude, I'm like getting pantsed and shit. And I don't know how to deal with any of this shit. I came from Catholic school. I'm like used to my 10, 15 classmates I've had for 6 years.
Just being cool.
And praying. And like fucking going to recess. And you know what I mean? So going to public school, I'm like, I'm in fucking prison.
I don't think my kids don't go to private school, but I don't think my kids will last in public schools or certain public schools. I don't think they would know what to do with these situations.
Dude, honestly, I think nowadays they will. But when you go, I don't care what anybody says. When you go to my class and like the class that I graduated with, they're fucking animals. Like, I don't care. Dude, it's like, I'm glad I grew up that way. And I'm glad I have the friends and all the shit that I went through like going through all that, dude, because I don't know if I'd be the same person I am now, because like,
You feel like it made you stronger?
oh yeah, no filter.
But I think a lot of times people, unfortunately go through those situations and they don't get stronger. They don't know how to deal. And it's just an awkward phase that, a lot of people growing up when they're kids. I remember being a kid and it was like 7th, 8th grade. I think pinnacle point for a lot of people is like 7th, 8th grade, because you have your elementary friends and everybody's cool and chilling. And then everybody starts to develop these little personalities as you get to middle school and you start to find your identity and you start to identify with different groups. You're like, okay, I kind of like these people more. It's like all the movies always show. It's like, we were friends. Like, yeah, in like 4th grade, like when we had to be friends. But now I'm kind of finding my own way. And it sucks that during that age, when everyone's changing, not only personality wise, but physically too, it's all these things going on. You don't know how to fucking act. And some people act like animals and some people just kind of turn in. Some people turn out. It's like, oh God, what do I do next?
And what's funny is like I still have friends from like high school and stuff, and they're still the fucking same.
Same.
I'm like, dude, grow up.
I don't think I know anybody still from high school. Like maybe like one or two people. I don't know a lot of people from school.
So I think another thing too is the way I grew up was my mom and dad. They were very like, because I have 3 younger brothers. We grew up.
So
way
it's a family of
differently.
4.
Yeah, and all boys.
Wow.
I grew up way more strict and stern. Like, you're not gonna be a pussy. Like, don't embarrass me in front of the other families.
Well, because you're the firstborn.
Yeah. So now you have my brothers who are like, I can't go to school, and then my mom's like, perfect. You don't have to.
Really? Well, they always say like, so the first kid grows up with mom, and then the second kid you get to actually be raised by mom, because the first one's always a learning curve.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad just kind of just gave me that like edge too, like, and my whole family too. I mean, they're Mexican. You know how Mexicans are. They're like, no, motherfucker. Like, you drink, you're gonna die. Type of shit.
Well, in some cases.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, some cases, I guess. But yeah, man. I would initially say like my class was like hardcore. So just growing up with that edge, I think I'd be a little bit different now if I didn't have like all that shit that I went through and stuff like that. So I think everything's molded me to where I am now. It's like kind of what I'm realizing. The older that I get and the more things that I do and the way I want to help people now too, I think translate to like.
When you say you want to help people, how do you want to help people?
What I post on TikTok. So, and I've went through a lot of dark times. And one thing about me is I keep a lot of my shit in. Like, it's very hard for me to be like, I'm depressed. Like, I'll keep it in. Or I'll just like have these days where I'm just fucking pissed. People are like, what? What's wrong with that? But it's just me like dealing with my own shit. So a lot of what my videos are, and what's funny is when I tell people, they're like, oh shit. When I tell them this is like all my motivation videos, all the videos that I have where I'm talking directly to the camera are things that I wish I could see on those dark days, or are things that I wish I could see every day, or things I wish I can hear. And a lot of it too is advice that I wish I could take for myself. So everything I try to tell myself in my head, I put out into the world. So hopefully it can help somebody else.
I feel you on that, because a lot of times, the exact same feeling. There's things that I post motivational wise that I need. And the reason for that is because I'm like anybody else. And it's funny because there's times where my wife, she's like, hey, what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm just feeling this way. And she's kind of like, what? Like, you're the one that helps me, or I'm helping other people. And so when I get like that, it's like I have to find that motivation too. And there's a lot of times where, again, and it's cool that you're putting all these things out there, because you can go back and look at it. Remember the feelings. Remember how you got past that feeling. Because there's a lot of times where I have to literally take my own advice that I've given myself a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, that I heard. And it's like, dude, like, it's that same fuel sometimes doesn't work, but it's really just a constant thing all the time. They say motivation is like showering. It's best when used daily. Like, you have to do it all the time.
And like another thing that keeps me going too is like I have at least one message a day now. It used to be a lot more where someone goes, dude, you saved my life. Like, I was going to kill myself today, but I saw one of your videos and now it brought light to me. Or I'm going to start working out because of you.
Was that someone locally?
No, it's just random people, which I think is the coolest shit to me. And like what I preach to is like, I post. Yes, there's an extent like where there was a time where I was like, man, I'm not getting fucking views with this shit. But there was a time, and now the way I'm back to my old self initially, where I'm not saturated in like the viral shit and the views, where I have that mindset again where I'm gonna post, and if one person sees it and it affects them, I'm cool with that. If it's 1 million, I'm cool with that too. So that's just my mindset when posting. And I think that's what everybody needs to go in. That's what I preach to, is like, if you're going to do social media, and I encourage everybody to do it. I give them all the buy I say, just buy a tripod, put your camera up. If it's just for you, it's just for you. If you want to talk, you want to influence. But it's more so, do not pay attention to the views right now, because it's going to come.
I think some people see it. They try to do it backwards.
Yep.
They're thinking, hey, how can I make this go viral? How can I make 1 million people see this? And not, hey, what am I actually putting out there? And a lot of times, especially when real estate too, this happens quite a bit. Realtors will put out stuff for themselves, not stuff for their followers. And when you put stuff out for yourself to make yourself feel better, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. Be it bragging, be it boastful or just certain things where it's like, who really cares? Like,
Yeah.
people don't really know what that means. It's like if you were to put something very technical and people are like, what? Like, your average person doesn't. But when you put stuff out for the people that are watching, they're the ones that are going to go, oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
What else has this guy got to say?
Relatable. And like I said too, is like when you're doing these things, one person or a million, don't let it get to your head. Because I think there was a time where every single video I was posting, it was 5-6 figures. Oh shit. And I was like, I let it get to my head. So if I had a video that I posted, it would get 1,000 views or 5,000, 4 figures. I'm fucking pissed. And that ruined my day. Or the next day, I don't want to record no more. So I let it get to me. And I used to preach a lot, whereas like, I'm not going to ever let it get to me. But it does get to you.
Can I tell you once before? I'm going to have to let you go in a little bit, but I want to tell you one small little story. That's something that I learned a long, long time ago. And it's very embarrassing, but it's one of those things that a lot of people who get a certain amount of attention have to understand. People don't give a shit. Everyone's got their own lives going on. Everyone's got so many different things they have to stress about and worry about that there's times where I myself, and I've felt this way, where I felt like I'm fucking awesome. I'm so cool. I'm on the radio. And there's a time when I was about 24, a little younger than you, and it was after a concert. And we went to Denny's. It was like one of those late night Denny's, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. kind of things. And there's a super long line. And my dumb, drunk ass walked up to the hostess. And she's there. And she's stressed out because it's fucking 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. You've been to Denny's at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. It's like a zoo. And I walked up. I don't think I've told Jessica. I walked up to the lady and I said, hey, can we get a table? She's like, yes, sir. I told you I was going to be about an hour. I go, I don't know if you know this.
Oh, shit.
But I'm on the radio. And that lady humbled me so fast that from that point on, and I'd seen people who had certain amount of attention at that age in different industries here in town. I'm like, that's an asshole thing to say. The liquor got to me, and I was that dumb asshole who thought he was cooler than he actually was. And the lady looked at me and goes, okay. And that was two letters, one word, okay. And I just thought, oh, she don't give a shit. Like, people don't give a shit. People's got their own lives going on. I'm just going to keep being me and just step back. So the reason I tell that story is that even with any amount of attention you might get or anybody gets is for anybody who's trying to do things online and be, quote, influencer, which I think is the funniest word, just do it for fun. Have fun. Yep. Just do it. Don't do it for any kind of recognition or a free table at Denny's ahead of everybody else who's been waiting just as long as you, because you're going to get your ass fucking handed to you by some lady at 3 a.m. going, okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I know you remember that.
So, yeah. I was like, it sucked.
And that's going to stick with you for a long time.
Well, bro, thank you for coming in.
Of course.
It's great to talk to you. Let people know where they can find your stuff.
Of course. Yeah. So you can find me at AY_Drewski, DREWSKI. And that's
What's
for
your
all
actual
my
name?
social media. My name is Andrew.
Andrew what?
Gonzalez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Andrew Gonzalez.
I just knew it was Drewski. I had no idea what his actual name was. Well, hey, it's great to meet you. This is
For
Ginos
sure,
Table. I think everybody brings something to the table. You obviously bring a lot. If you could, sign our table for us wherever you would like. And I can't wait to talk again.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, brother.